course, spring is a time where things start to bloom and everything comes back to life. If you see behind me, these pink blooms, this is the eastern redbud. Your grandparents or maybe your great-grandparents would call this, if we get a cold snap in the next week or so, we'd call it redbud winter. Next we'll have the dogwoods will bloom, and sometimes folks will refer to a cold snap during that period of spring or a time where it drops below freezing. We call that dogwood winter. Those little cold snaps that we have in the springtime that would coincide with the trees that are blooming. Also want to take advantage of another interesting plant that's growing over here. Try not to step on too many of them. As you can see, these little ground cover plants, real abundant in this area. This is part of the farm that probably has the most of these. And these are called Mayapples. And they're actually produces a fruit that's edible, but you have to wait for that fruit to get fully developed and fully ripe, or it's maybe not technically poison, but it definitely can cause some gastrointestinal issues. And interesting enough, you can tell the ones, not every Mayapple plant will produce an actual apple. The ones that will produce an apple are the ones that have a fork. Found one here. So if you can see, the ones that are forked like that will produce an actual apple. Here's another one. But this one, for instance, would not produce an apple. And the reason they're called Mayapples is because you have to wait until mid to late May to harvest the apple. Generally what I found is by the time you wait that long, it's kind of like your pawpaws. The possums and the raccoons usually will beat you to that fruit. So it's really difficult to forage and be able to get to the Mayapples and the pawpaws before some of the other critters get to them.